Hey, what's up? It's Ace Michaels with the Ace Michaels Show. And I want to welcome everybody who's never been to the show before. Listen, this is what we do. We talk about stuff, and everybody speaks their mind. It's open communication, it's logical, and preferentially, no one gets upset about someone else having an opinion. Oh,
Definitely not.
too soon? Too soon? Yeah, everybody's got an opinion. So on the show, we just want to get people to talk about theirs, share theirs, and the like. Today on the show, my good friend Amy Fitness is with us. She is an amazing gal who's in the UK doing her thing. We met on the Worldwide WWW. And Amy, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be back.
I'm happy to have you here anytime and every time. And you always have good topics to discuss. What's on your mind today, Amy?
Um, Today we are going to talk about creating peace.
Creating
I think
peace.
it
Nice.
is
Nice.
so important.
Yeah, I can see that. Creating peace as opposed to creating drama, right?
Yeah.
I like it.
So instead of causing a fight, we're just going to walk away.
That's a good philosophy. So, okay, now let's just talk about this because it is a good philosophy, but it's hard to do it. Let's be honest. Not everybody's going to be able to take that advice and just go to heart and say, okay, Amy Fitness said walk away, so here I go, I'm walking away. Really?
There's some people, it depends on the type of person you are. Um, there's some people that just like are going to be like, I'm not going to take that on board. No, I'm not going to look weak. I'm just going to defend myself.
Hmm.
Well, really, you have to think about not yourself, the people around you, the people that you're with every day. If you've got children, like you've got to think of them, not yourself, not your
Hmm.
ego, and that goes for men and women. You know, um, it could be over something petty. You could
Hmm.
be talking, or and something will just start a rut, and then it gets heated, and then from one thing to another, and then all of a sudden you're standing like on a street or someone's doorstep or in the middle of town, or when you've had a couple of drinks, and then it's like you're in a cat fight, or you're there and you're just like like this, and it's just like, what is worth all that energy? Nothing is worth that energy. Let's be honest, we are living, we are breathing, we've got more important things to, put our energy into, like exercise for one. And,
Hmm.
it's not going to do anyone's mental health any good by, just standing there, arguing, fighting. It's just going to drain and suck the life out of you, just doing that all the time. You're better off just walking away. And like, these fitness people will know what I'm saying, and these parents will know what I'm saying. When all this bickering and fighting is just not going to be any good for you, me, other parents, people with illnesses. It's going to stress us all out, and we might end up getting ill over it. Do you see what I'm saying? Because
Hmm. Okay, so Amy, I like what you're saying about creating peace instead of trying to be aggressive and get that last word in. You don't have to be the last one to say what you have to say. But
yeah,
I think it's also important that people remember that it only takes a second to create a situation where you've changed your life forever. You know, you accidentally push someone you accidentally grabbed a vase or a knife or
Oh yeah.
something. You had no idea that you were that type of person, but it only
Yeah.
took a little bit of aggression to push you in the direction where you said, you know what, I'm going to show this what is really going on, and then that's the problem. That's
Yeah.
the problem. I went to a store the other day, and there was an aggression going on where the lady was having a problem inside the store. So the husband stormed off, and I guess he went to the car to wait. But by the
Mm.
time I got to my car, the husband was in the car, and when the wife was coming, I presume she was his wife. But when she was coming out, he was yelling at her for taking so long. Like, he wanted that argument to be done inside the store and for them to leave together, but she stayed inside, and so they argued at the car for a little while, but he was very, very loud and very
Mm.
aggressive towards her. And I thought, wouldn't it suck to be in this relationship? Like, wouldn't it suck to be a person who
Yeah.
has to get yelled at like that? And by the same
Mm.
token, wouldn't it suck to be a person who felt like they had to yell like that? Like you
Yeah.
feel like you can't get your thoughts across unless you're screaming at somebody? And
Yeah.
then what does it lead to? You're there in the parking lot. It takes, again, just a second for accidentally anything could happen. Yeah, in that heat. In that heat.
Exactly.
Why not just walk away? He could have taken a
Yeah,
walk around the
because
block or
at
something.
the end of the day, we don't know their circumstances. We don't know who we're talking to. We could
Hmm.
be talking to anyone with a violent past that's been in prison that you don't even know about.
Right.
So this is why it's so important to think about your children first before you get so angry quickly and saying all these things. They're gonna trigger someone, and then it's gonna end up with someone in bars, and it's gone from one little bicker to fired up, and it's just a massive explosion. I know there's a lot of people out there with egos, but
Hmm.
I said on both sides, men and women, you've both got to think of your families and your children and think of who you're speaking to. Just it's not hard to be nice.